Uncontrollable tears. A family member now knows the truth about you. God says this to you now in a voice that reaches straight into your spirit. A voice that has been trying to get your attention for days. A voice that has watched the heaviness in your heart, the confusion in your mind, the shaking in your soul. God says, listen carefully because this is an urgent message and Archangel Michael is standing guard next to you right now. He says, this is very serious and he orders you not to ignore it. What is unfolding around you is not random, not accidental, not coincidence. God has been orchestrating a revelation and the moment has come. Uncontrollable tears are falling in the unseen realm because a family member has finally discovered the truth about you. The truth God tried to reveal long ago. The truth they refused to believe. The truth they denied because of jealousy, ignorance, and fear. Now it has fallen before them like a divine thunderclap and everything in your life is shifting because of it. God says you have been walking through battles that no one around you even understood. You carried a weight on your shoulders in silence thinking that no one saw you, thinking you were invisible in your own story. But heaven saw you. Heaven watched every tear, every fear, every moment you felt abandoned by the very people who should have lifted you up. And God says it broke his heart to watch you defend yourself while others misjudged you. Hurt you, spoke against you, doubted you. But the season of misunderstanding is ending. The veil that covered the truth has been torn open. The person in your family who once judged you, doubted you, whispered behind your back, or believed lies spoken about you has now seen the truth so clearly that they cannot run from it, deny it, or hide it. Something happened recently. God says, you may not know it yet, but the moment is unfolding. A family member knows the truth about you and they are shaken, stunned, overwhelmed, and in tears because God himself revealed to them who you really are. Archangel Michael says, stop being afraid of what comes next. Stop worrying about what people will say or think. Stop doubting yourself. You are safe. God is with you. Nothing will go wrong with you. Nothing meant to harm you will touch you. Michael says he is standing with his sword drawn, blocking every attack that was formed against you. He says this is not a moment for fear. This is a moment for liberation. This is a moment for justice. This is a moment for restoration. God says the truth they discovered is not something small. It is something deep, something powerful, something divine. It is about who you are, what you carry, what your purpose is, and how protected you truly are. They thought they knew you, but they only knew the surface. They only saw what their eyes allowed them to see. But God opened their spiritual vision, whether through a dream, a conversation, a confession, or an unexpected event. Now they are realizing the weight of their actions, the mistakes they made, the way they spoke to you or about you. They are realizing that God has been watching everything and God is lifting you higher while their conscience trembles. God says you have cried alone too many times. You have felt the sting of betrayal inside your own home or family line. You have carried wounds you never deserved. You trusted people who turned their backs. You supported people who refused to support you. You helped people who pretended not to see your pain. But God says enough. This revelation is the beginning of a divine turnaround. The same family member who once refused to hear you, who once ignored your truth, is now sitting in shock because heaven forced the truth before their eyes. They cannot unsee it. They cannot pretend anymore. They cannot hide behind excuses. They cannot run from what God exposed. Archangel Michael says, this revelation was necessary for your elevation. What was hidden had to come out. What was buried had to be uncovered. What was denied had to be exposed. The truth needed to stand in the open. God is setting the stage for a new chapter in your life. And this chapter cannot begin until false perceptions fall and real understanding rises. He says the truth about you is radiant, powerful, and undeniable. You are chosen. You are protected. You are covered. You are guided. What they discovered about you is not something dark. It is something sacred. They now know you carry divine favor. They now know God's hand is on your life. They now know you are not who others painted you to be. You are who God created you to be. God says, rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. The tears you have cried are becoming the water that prepares the soil for new blessings to grow. You may feel emotional right now, or heavy, or confused, or unsure. But God says trust Him. He is not asking you to understand everything. He is not asking you to fix anything. He is asking you to trust, to breathe, to surrender. He is working behind the scenes. He is moving people, exposing truth, healing hearts, opening doors, and softening minds. You are not alone. You are never alone. God says this family member who knows the truth now is experiencing deep conviction. Their heart is trembling because the truth they learned changes everything. It changes how they see you, how they think about you, how they speak to you, how they treat you. God says they are realizing they misjudged you. They are realizing they believed lies or assumptions. They are realizing they contributed to your pain without knowing the full story. Now the weight of that realization is pressing on them. God says they are experiencing uncontrollable tears because they cannot believe how wrong they were. They cannot believe how much you endured. They cannot believe how strong you are. They cannot believe how wrong the narrative was that others fed them. God says their tears are not a sign of weakness. They are a sign of awakening. They are awakening to the truth, and their heart is changing. Their spirit is shifting. Their intentions are softening. And God says this will lead to healing, reconciliation, and breakthrough in ways you never expected. Archangel Michael says, Do not fear what they think about you now. Do not fear their reaction. Do not fear conflict or confrontation. God has already touched their heart. God is already guiding them. God is already working inside their spirit. This person will not come to you with anger, accusation, or hostility. They will come to you in humility, softness, and honesty. They will speak differently. They will act differently. They will approach you differently. God says you will recognize the change immediately because it will be undeniable. God says breathe. You are safe. You are protected. He is wrapping you in divine comfort. He is restoring your sense of safety. He is filling your atmosphere with peace. He is clearing away fear, anxiety, and uncertainty. Every negative thought that tries to rise will be silenced. Every worry will dissolve. God says He is holding your hand. God says He knows what you went through. He knows the heaviness you carried. He knows the nights you prayed for understanding. He knows the moments you questioned yourself, your worth, your identity, your path. He knows the times you wondered why people misunderstood you, why they treated you the way they did, why you had to go through so many challenges. But now you will understand why. You will understand that your journey shaped you into something powerful. Your pain purified you. Your tears watered your purpose. Your struggles prepared you for a future big enough to justify every tear you shed. Archangel Michael says this revelation will bring closure to certain wounds and open new opportunities for blessings. He says this is not a message of fear. This is a message of victory. This is a message of divine justice. This is a message of protection. What was hidden has been revealed not to harm you but to heal you. Not to break you but to strengthen you. Not to shame you but to honor you. God says He is sending peace to your heart. He is sending strength to your soul. He is sending clarity to your mind. The truth has come out. And now the path ahead of you is being cleared. No more confusion. No more false accusations. No more misunderstandings. Divine truth is taking over. Divine light is shining on your story. Divine protection is surrounding you. God says pray to Him. Trust Him. Lean on Him. And do not fear what is unfolding. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. Heaven is with you. Archangel Michael is guarding you. Your story is shifting in your favor. God says, listen to this final word. What is happening right now is not a warning of danger. It is a sign of breakthrough. It is a sign that the truth has finally reached the right ears. It is a sign that your season of being misunderstood is ending. It is a sign that peace, healing, and favor are coming. You are safe. You are protected. You are loved. Trust God. He is with you every step. God says this to you right now. And he wants you to feel how seriously this moment is pulling at the deepest parts of your spirit. He says that what is happening around you is not random, not accidental, and definitely not something to ignore. He says he has been watching your heart closely, especially the tears you have pushed down, the words you never said, and the quiet battles you fight every night before the world wakes up. And he says that today something has shifted in the unseen world around you. Something was revealed. Something came to light. A family member now knows the truth about you. Truth you didn't expect them to discover this way. Truth that was hidden behind your silence, your strength, your patience, and your pain. God says these tears that have been rising inside you, the ones you try to hold back, are coming uncontrollably now because your spirit feels the weight of the moment. And yet he says something powerful. You are safe. You are protected. You are not in danger. Nothing will go wrong with you. I am with you. Archangel Michael is standing beside you, more present than you have ever realized. And he is not whispering this time. He is speaking with authority. He says, do not ignore this message. This is serious. This is a divine alert, not to scare you, but to prepare you. He wants your heart to be strong, your spirit to stay open, and your trust in God to be unshakable. God knows that you have lived through situations where people misunderstood you, misjudged you, or assumed things about your life without ever knowing what you were carrying. He knows the times someone in your own family doubted your intentions, questioned your decisions, or held back from supporting you even when you needed them the most. And now suddenly the truth is out in a way you didn't expect. God says the moment that truth reached them, something shifted inside their heart. A mixture of surprise, guilt, awakening, and realization. But he says this is not something to fear. This is not something that will harm you. This is a divine alignment, a divine exposure to bring balance, clarity, and healing. God says that this family member is not your enemy. They are not someone sent to break you. They are someone who needed to see beyond the surface. God says their heart has been touched in a way they cannot explain. They saw something that made them understand the battles you have survived. Maybe not all of it, but enough to soften their heart. Enough to change how they look at you. Enough to silence the misunderstandings that once clouded their judgment. And God says, you are not losing anything. You are being elevated. You are being protected. You are being seen. Archangel Michael stands guard over you, and he is very serious right now. He says that you must not ignore the intuition pulsing in your chest. This is the moment God has been preparing you for. Every tear, every prayer, every moment you felt alone was leading to this point. The truth being revealed is not a punishment. It is a release. A divine release of something that was weighing you down. Even if you didn't realize how heavy it was until now. The tears you are feeling inside, the emotional pressure that seems almost uncontrollable, are not weakness. They are spiritual cleansing. They are the release of a burden God no longer wants you to carry. God says that for so long people have formed opinions about you without ever knowing your heart story. They saw your silence as weakness, your kindness as naivety, your patience as an invitation to take you for granted. But God says He has watched every moment where you held yourself together for the sake of peace. And now He is saying, I am stepping in. He says He is not allowing anyone, not even someone in your own family, to misjudge you anymore. He says the truth has been revealed because it needed to be. It is part of your healing, not your harm. God says you are not alone in this moment. He says He is right there with you and His presence is protecting you like a shield. Michael is standing on your left side and another guardian angel is standing on your right. They are surrounding you because God is preparing a new path in front of you. A path free from the weight of misunderstanding, mistrust and emotional heaviness that you have silently carried. He says, my child, trust me. Nothing will go wrong with you. I am guiding every detail of this moment. You may feel like everything is happening too fast or too unexpectedly. God says He understands. He knows your heart is sensitive, caring, and deeply affected by the emotional energy around you. That is why this moment feels intense, because your spirit is reacting to an energetic shift happening behind the scenes. But God says that what feels like chaos is actually divine order. What feels overwhelming is actually a blessing unfolding. What feels like tears of fear are actually tears of release and renewal. God wants you to know that the family member who discovered the truth about you wasn't meant to use it against you. They were meant to wake up spiritually. They were meant to finally see what you have been holding in your heart. God says that this moment is changing them, not just you. The knowledge they now carry is touching their conscience. Something is shifting inside them. They are realizing the strength you carry, the pain you survived, and the grace you walked with even when they didn't understand you fully. God says this truth is going to bring healing, not harm. It is going to open a door of clarity. It is going to bring closure to misunderstandings that have lingered for too long. And it is going to restore a balance that was missing. Archangel Michael says he has been trying to reach you for days, sending signs, whispers, repeated thoughts, and strange emotional waves. He says that today is the moment where everything becomes clear. He says that you must not run from this moment. Do not overthink. Do not fear. Do not let anxiety take control. He says breathe. Trust. Hold steady. You are safe. God is protecting you. God says He is giving you strength right now. He is calming your spirit. He is guiding your emotions. He is helping you release the fear. He says the person who learned the truth is not holding anger, revenge, or negativity toward you. They are feeling confusion, surprise, and a deep internal reflection. But none of it is directed to hurt you. God says He would not allow that. He says, You are my child. I will not let harm reach you. The tears inside you, those emotional waves are coming because your soul is recognizing that a chapter is closing. A new chapter is beginning. You are stepping into a phase of life where you will be understood more deeply, loved more honestly, and valued more sincerely. God says the days of being misunderstood are ending. The days of suffering in silence are ending. The days of pretending you're fine when you're hurting inside are ending. God says He is lifting something off you right now. Something heavy, something emotional, something spiritual, something that has followed you for years. And He says the moment this truth was revealed to the family member, the spiritual chain broke, the emotional weight dissolved, the misunderstandings lost their power, and God says this is your moment of freedom. Archangel Michael says he has shielded your name, your reputation, your truth, and your destiny. Even if someone tries to twist the story, God will not let it stand. He says, the truth is in your favor. The light is in your favor. Divine protection is in your favor. God is in your favor. God says He is proud of you. He says He has seen you hold your dignity in moments when most people would have lost theirs. He says He has seen you forgive when you were not given the same forgiveness. He has seen you try to protect the very people who sometimes didn't protect you. And He says He honors that. He honors your heart. He honors your loyalty. He honors your compassion. God says that this moment is a divine turning point. What was hidden is revealed. What was misunderstood is now understood. What was doubted is now confirmed. What was ignored is now seen. And He says this will bring transformation, not trouble. God says you are safe. He repeats it because He wants it to sink deep into your spirit. You are safe. Nothing will go wrong with you. I am with you. Trust me. He says the future He is preparing for you is full of light. The path He is clearing for you is full of blessings. The next chapter of your life will not repeat the pain of the past. Archangel Michael says he is not leaving your side until this storm passes, and it will pass soon. He says your heart will feel lighter in the next few days. You will feel clarity. You will feel peace. You will feel God guiding every breath, every emotion, every thought. God says that this family member who knows the truth now is going to look at you differently. Not with judgment, but with understanding. Not with anger, but with reflection. Not with doubt, but with a new sense of respect. God says their heart is changing. Their eyes are opening. Their spirit is learning. This moment is not the end of anything. It is the beginning of healing between you and them. It is the beginning of peace. It is the beginning of emotional clarity. It is the beginning of a better relationship, or at least a more truthful one. God says He is protecting your destiny. He is clearing your name. He is cleansing your energy. He is preparing your blessings. Nothing will be stolen from you. Nothing will be blocked. Nothing will go wrong. God says, I am in control, my child. You are safe. Your tears are not a sign of weakness. They are a sign of release, a sign that God is touching you, a sign that your spirit is moving into a new season, a sign that the old pain is leaving, a sign that divine protection is surrounding you. God says He loves you. He is with you. He is guiding you. And this moment, this truth being revealed is working for your good. Trust Him. Trust Michael. Pray. Breathe. Stay calm. You are safe. God says this is an urgent moment for your soul. And I am placing this message before you not by coincidence but by divine arrangement. By a movement of heaven that has been stirring around you for days. Archangel Michael speaks with a seriousness that shakes the air around your spirit, telling you not to ignore this message, not to scroll past it, not to push it away. This comes at a time when your heart has felt heavy. When things around you have felt confusing, when you have sensed a shift in your surroundings that you could not explain. You have been feeling something pressing on your spirit. Something you could not quite name. And now heaven reveals it. Someone in your family has finally learned the truth about you. And the emotional wave connected to that revelation is causing uncontrollable tears in the realm of the spirit. God says that these tears are not yours alone. These are the tears of an angel, the tears of Archangel Michael, the tears of heaven realizing how long you carried burdens in silence, how long you hid a part of your soul because you were afraid no one would understand, how long you tried to protect others by keeping your pain to yourself. A family member now knows the truth and the spiritual realm is moving swiftly around this situation to protect you, to guide you, to make sure nothing goes wrong. You may feel vulnerable right now, but heaven wants you to know you are safe. Heaven wants you to know that this truth being revealed is not meant to break you. It is meant to free you. There is a moment happening right now where God is stepping between you and every fear you have ever carried. God has seen your heart trembling. God has seen the nights where you questioned yourself. God has seen the days where you pretended to be okay so others wouldn't worry. Heaven knows how strong you have been. And God says strength like yours will never go unnoticed. Archangel Michael is standing ready, sword drawn, wings expanded, watching over you as this revelation spreads through your family. You may fear judgment. You may fear misunderstanding. You may fear blame, but God is telling you that the truth coming out is a divine step toward healing. Someone in your family has finally opened their eyes and realized something about you that was hidden. Something about your past, your struggle, your heart, your pain, or your intentions. And instead of this truth harming you, heaven is rearranging the hearts of those who hear it. God says the person who learned the truth about you is not your enemy. They are not coming to destroy you. They are not coming to damage your peace. The uncontrollable tears you feel in your soul, the sudden emotional heaviness is heaven's confirmation that this revelation is shifting your destiny in a positive direction. God says you have held in your emotions far too long. You have walked through storms silently. You have been misunderstood more times than you can count. People saw only your actions but never your intentions. They saw your strength but never the pain behind it. They saw your silence but never the thoughts screaming inside you. This family member discovering the truth is a turning point that heaven has waited for. It is time for you to stop walking through life alone emotionally. It is time for you to be seen. It is time for the truth to speak louder than every lie told about you, every assumption made about you, every fear you carried in your heart. Archangel Michael says this is serious because the enemy wanted this truth to destroy you. But heaven has flipped the script entirely. What was meant to be used against you is now working in your favor. What was meant to expose your vulnerability is now exposing the love, strength, and purity of your spirit. This is why you must not be afraid, you must not panic. You must not assume the worst. God says nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are surrounded. You are shielded. You are under divine protection that cannot be broken. There have been people in your life who misunderstood you deeply. They judged you without knowing the real story. They watched your journey but never understood what you survived. They saw your reactions but never your reasons. A family member who once doubted you is now realizing the truth. This revelation is softening their heart, shifting their perspective, bringing clarity to what they could not understand before. God says this is part of your healing. This is part of your restoration. This is part of your destiny realigning. You may feel emotional right now as if a weight is pressing on your chest. As if something inside you wants to break open and cry. God says these emotions are not weakness. They are release. They are healing. They are a spiritual cleansing of wounds you never had the chance to fully acknowledge. Sometimes heaven uses emotional moments to prepare you for what is coming. The uncontrollable tears you feel within your spirit are the tears of an angel washing away the residue of every misunderstanding, every lie, every moment where you were forced to be strong for others. God says you are stepping into a new chapter where you no longer need to hide. You no longer need to fear judgment. You no longer need to carry the burden of pretending. This family member who discovered the truth about you is being guided by heaven. Their heart is being softened. Their eyes are being opened. They are seeing your worth more clearly. They are recognizing how deeply you care. They are realizing how much strength you have shown without ever asking for recognition. Archangel Michael keeps repeating that you must trust God during this time because fear will try to invade your thoughts. Fear will whisper lies. Fear will make you imagine things that will never happen. But God says fear is not allowed to control your life anymore. You are stepping out of fear and into truth. You are stepping out of loneliness and into divine understanding. You are stepping out of hiding and into spiritual freedom. There is something powerful about your soul that this family member never noticed until now. They are recognizing your purity, your intentions, your sacrifices, your heart. They are realizing how often you chose love over anger, patience over frustration, silence over conflict. You have been misunderstood because your soul operates differently from others. Your spirit carries depth that many cannot interpret at first glance. But now the truth is emerging and people are beginning to see what God saw in you all along. God says you are not alone in this process. Heaven is surrounding you. Angels are guiding conversations. Archangel Michael is guarding every moment of this revelation. Nothing that happens now will harm you. Every detail is under divine control. You may feel nervous, but heaven says breathe. Calm your heart. Trust the divine timing. Trust the divine protection, trust the divine outcome. There is a tender energy around your spirit right now. As if heaven is holding you gently, letting you know you do not have to carry this alone anymore. God says your tears, whether physical or spiritual, are not signs of weakness. They are signs that healing is finally reaching the places inside you that were ignored for too long. You have carried a silent burden and God says it is time for that burden to be lifted. A family member's realization will lead to unexpected compassion. Someone will look at you differently now, not with suspicion, not with doubt, but with understanding. They may approach you. They may reach out. They may want to talk. They may want to apologize. They may want to reconnect. God says, do not fear these moments. They are meant to heal you, not harm you. You have been preparing for this moment, even without knowing it. For months, your spirit has felt tired but hopeful, drained yet expectant. You knew something was coming. You felt the spiritual shift, but you did not know what form it would take. Now heaven reveals it. Truth, clarity, exposure, not to hurt you, but to free you. Archangel Michael stands beside you in this moment, urging you to stay open to God's guidance. He is serious because this moment is important for your destiny. It is important for your emotional freedom. It is important for your spiritual growth. Michael says he has been fighting unseen battles on your behalf, blocking negative energy, removing harmful intentions, shielding you from misunderstandings. You did not see the battles, but you felt their effects. Now, as the truth comes to light, the weight on your spirit will begin to lift. God says that nothing in your life is falling apart. Everything is falling into place. What looks like a surprise to you is not a surprise to heaven. This moment was planned. This moment was necessary. This moment was destined long before you even understood your own struggles. Sometimes the truth must surface before healing can begin. Sometimes light must shine before clarity returns. You have been praying for peace, for understanding, for support. God says this revelation is part of the answer to your prayers. It may not look like what you expected, but it is exactly what your spirit needs. Heaven is removing the barriers between you and emotional connection. Heaven is opening doors that were closed. Heaven is rebuilding relationships that were strained. You are safe. God keeps repeating this. You are safe. No harm will come to you. No weapon formed against you will succeed. No misunderstanding will destroy you. God's hand is on your life. God's protection is covering you. God's angels are surrounding you. You are walking through a divine moment, not a dangerous one. This is a spiritual breakthrough disguised as an emotional revelation. This is heaven shifting your story in a way that will bring relief, closure, clarity, and peace. You do not need to fear what this family member discovered. God says their heart is ready to understand. Their soul is prepared to see the truth. Their spirit is open to compassion. You have cried in silence before. But heaven says those days are ending. You will no longer carry emotional burdens alone. You will no longer hide your pain. You will no longer feel unseen. The truth has made its way into the right hands, and heaven is working through that truth to lift you higher. God says to breathe deeply and let go of fear. Trust heaven. Trust the process. Trust the protection over your life. You are entering a new chapter where honesty, understanding, and love will surround you like never before. You are safe. You are protected. You are guided. God is with you. Nothing will go wrong with you. Trust Him. Pray to Him. And know that this revelation is the beginning of something healing, something powerful, and something divinely orchestrated just for you. God says this directly to your heart in this moment because you have been asking for clarity, protection, and truth even when you were too exhausted to speak it aloud. God says that today is not an ordinary day. And this message is not arriving by accident. God says that He has seen every quiet moment where you wondered why certain things were happening behind your back, why certain people changed toward you, and why suddenly the atmosphere around you felt heavier. God says He has watched you walk through situations that would have broken most people. And yet you stayed kind, you stayed gentle, and you stayed faithful in the middle of storms that you didn't even talk about. That's why this message is coming, urgently. That's why Archangel Michael steps forward to say, do not ignore this. I order you to listen. God says there are tears surrounding a certain situation. Tears that have been held back for far too long. Someone in your family has discovered a truth about you. Something they weren't supposed to know just yet. Something that exposes not your wrongdoing, but the depth of